Every great adventure starts with a rumor, a whisper carried by the wind, or a tale spun from the threads of imagination. These stories often find life in the flickering glow of a campfire where shadows dance and the night seems alive with possibilities. The tale of Mel's Hole is one such story, a piece of modern folklore that's captivated explorers and skeptics alike, drawing them into its mysterious depths. It all began in 1997, when Mel Waters called into the popular late-night radio show, Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. He claimed to own a piece of land near Manastash Ridge, Washington, a place shrouded in mystery and intrigue. On this land, he said, was a hole, no ordinary pit, but a bottomless abyss that defied explanation. A chasm that seemed to reach into the very bowels of the earth. Mel described it as a 9-foot-wide shaft, lined with stone for the first 15 feet, used for years as a dumping ground by locals who believed it to be endless. The strangest part, nothing ever made a sound when thrown in. Not appliances, not debris, not even livestock. It was as if the hole swallowed sound itself, leaving an unsettling silence in its wake. Local animals avoided the area, and an eerie silence hung over the pit, a dead zone in the wilderness where even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Mel's vivid, earnest account sparked a wildfire of curiosity, spreading through message boards and whispered conversations, igniting imaginations and fueling speculation. The location was vague, the evidence anecdotal, but the story was irresistible. It was a puzzle that begged to be solved, a mystery that called out to the adventurer in all of us. It tapped into our primal fear of the unknown, of what might lurk in the dark, silent places beneath our feet, hidden from the light of day. Thus began the legend of Mel's Hole, a story that continues to captivate and confound, a modern myth that blurs the line between reality and imagination, leaving us to wonder what secrets the earth might still hold. The most famous and enduring claim about Mel's Hole is its supposed infinite depth, a mystery that has captivated imaginations for decades. According to Mel, he once lowered a fishing line more than 80,000 feet, 15 miles, into the darkness, and still never felt it touch bottom. This staggering depth is not just unusual, it's impossible by any known geological standards. For comparison, the deepest known cave on Earth is just over 7,000 feet. Mel's claim defies everything we know about the planet's crust, making the hole an anomaly that simply shouldn't exist. But the strangeness didn't stop there. Mel also reported that radios placed near the hole would sometimes pick up music and broadcasts from the 1930s and 40s, as if the pit was somehow a portal to another era, blurring the boundaries of time and space. In another bizarre experiment, Mel lowered a bucket of ice into the hole. When he pulled it back up, the ice was not only warm to the touch, but the water inside had transformed into a strange, jelly-like substance, something no one could explain. Perhaps the most unsettling story involved a neighbor's beloved dog. After the animal died, its body was thrown into the pit. Days later, the same dog was reportedly seen alive, but it was different, unresponsive, hollow, as if something essential was missing. These bizarre and chilling claims quickly fueled wild theories. Some believed the hole was a gateway to another dimension, while others suspected it was a secret military experiment or a natural phenomenon that science simply couldn't explain. The plot thickened when Mel alleged that government agents arrived, seized his land, and paid him to disappear, adding a shadowy layer of conspiracy and intrigue to the legend. Over time, the story of Mel's Hole grew into a complex mythology, part horror story, part unsolved mystery, and part government cover-up. It became a tale that people couldn't stop talking about. As word spread, the world became hooked, with curious crowds, conspiracy theorists, and internet sleuths all drawn to the enigma of Mel's Hole, eager to unravel its secrets. Coast to Coast AM, hosted by Art Bell, was the perfect stage for Mel's story. Art's open-minded approach let Mel's calm, detailed accounts shine, making the incredible seem plausible. Listeners were captivated. Forums buzzed with theories and plans to find the hole. Each time Mel called in, the legend grew. Black beams of energy, forced relocations, constant surveillance. The story became a living mystery, with the audience and online communities piecing together clues. Art Bell's show turned Mel's Hole into a global phenomenon, a collaborative narrative that blurred the line between fact and fiction. In an age when the world seemed mapped and explained, the idea of a bottomless pit full of secrets was irresistible. The legend thrived on radio waves and the early internet, becoming a foundational myth for the curious and the credulous alike. Mel's Hole was no longer just a story, it was an obsession. For decades, Mel's Hole was whispered about in hushed tones. A legend passed from one curious explorer to the next, a mystery that seemed destined to remain unsolved. Stories of a bottomless pit, strange phenomena, and inexplicable events swirled around the remote hills of Washington. But for years, these tales were just that, stories, impossible to prove. That is until technology finally caught up with the legend. Recently, a determined team of investigators, driven by curiosity and armed with the latest tools, claimed to have found a site eerily similar to Mel's description near the rugged slopes of Manastash Ridge. Their search had taken months, combing through dense forests and rocky outcrops, following clues from old maps and local rumors. Their secret weapon was a marvel of modern engineering, a custom-built cave exploration drone, bristling with high-intensity lights, advanced cameras and sensitive environmental sensors. This drone was designed to go where no human could safely venture, to illuminate the darkness and record every detail. The plan was deceptively simple. Launch the drone into the mysterious abyss and let it reveal the secrets hidden below. Every member of the team felt the weight of anticipation as the moment approached. The team assembled at the edge of the gaping pit, the air thick with tension. The forest around them was eerily silent, as if nature itself was holding its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. With a gentle whir, the drone hovered over the abyss, its powerful light slicing through the darkness. As it began its descent, the stone walls came into view, sheer, ancient, and untouched by human hands. Depth readings on the monitors climbed rapidly, 100 feet, 500, 1,000, yet the bottom remained out of sight. The shaft seemed endless, just as the legend had claimed. As the drone ventured deeper, its sensors detected a steady rise in temperature, echoing the strange reports from Mel's original story. The deeper it went, the more the environment defied explanation. The team watched the live feed in tense silence, their faces illuminated by the ghostly glow of the monitors. Every new image, every data point brought them closer to the truth and deeper into the unknown. Above ground, the world faded into insignificance. The surface light was swallowed by the cave's darkness, and the boundary between legend and reality began to blur. The digital explorer pressed on, deeper and deeper into the uncharted depths. What secrets would it uncover? The answer, it seemed, was waiting in the darkness below. The drone's footage was both fascinating and unsettling. For thousands of feet it showed a dark, rocky shaft. Then things got strange. The walls glistened with a slick, organic-looking substance, almost like mucus. The thermal camera picked up moving pockets of heat, amorphous blobs pulsing in the darkness. The team wondered, geothermal vents, trapped gas, or something alive. The audio feed captured a low, rhythmic humming, growing louder as the drone descended. At 8,000 feet, the camera caught a glimpse of something shocking, a vast fleshy membrane, veined and alive. Suddenly, a cloud of dark spores erupted, engulfing the drone. The video flickered, the audio screamed with static, and then nothing. The tether went slack, the drone was gone, swallowed by the hole, but it had sent back enough to change everything. The legend now had evidence. The lost drone's data was a bombshell. Theories exploded. Was the hole a burrow for a colossal subterranean organism, or a colony of unknown creatures? The smooth walls, mucus, and heat signatures all pointed to something alive. Some speculated the hole was a portal to another dimension, explaining the bizarre phenomena and the strange living membrane. Others suggested a massive extremophile colony, bacteria or fungus, thriving in the depths. Whatever the truth, the footage proved one thing: the hole was not empty. Something was down there, and it was aware. After the drone vanished, the team found something else, a corroded metal seal, half buried near the hole. It bore a strange symbol, a stylized seal or sea lion with a serpentine body. This echoed Mel's story of an ancient community that once sealed the hole to contain what lurked below. The artifact's origins are a mystery. No known culture claims it. Was it a warning, or a literal cap to keep something in? The discovery bridged modern investigation and ancient legend. Combined with the footage, it suggested people had long known the hole was dangerous. Perhaps the seal wasn't just to keep things in, but to stop us from making a terrible mistake. The legend had a new, chilling layer. The past and present had collided at the edge of Mel's Hole. The scientific community remains skeptical. Geologists argue a hole of such depth is impossible. The story, they say, is likely a hoax or a misidentified mineshaft. Meltwater's identity is unverified and no property records exist. Yet the drone footage, if real, challenges easy dismissal. The team keeps the location secret, making independent verification difficult. This is the classic clash: science demands proof, but the unexplained refuses to fit neatly into known categories. Mel's Hole now sits in a gray area, between geology, biology, and the unknown. It forces us to ask, what if our understanding is incomplete? The legend of Mel's Hole has evolved. It's no longer just a radio story, it's a mystery with evidence and implications that could rewrite science. Whether it's a colossal organism, a portal, or a unique geological wonder, the hole challenges our understanding of the world. It taps into our deepest fears and curiosities, the urge to explore the unknown. For all our knowledge, the world still holds secrets. The team is already planning a new expedition, determined to uncover the truth. Mel's Hole calls to us, a siren song from the depths. The greatest adventures aren't always in distant lands. Sometimes they're right beneath our feet. The truth is down there, waiting, and the story isn't over yet.